Hello, welcome to GottaBeReel movie reviews with Thommi
Hey, look at my glasses.
and Jules. It's Goofy Glasses Day.
Goofy Glasses Day. Theater, we just love it. And we are here today to review
Dune.
Dune. So we have two Dunes here. One was made in 1984. The other one just came out in 2021.
Yeah. Mine is Harkins Popcorn, by the way.
Yes.
Just saying.
Now, first, we're going to tell you what this movie was about, because I'm going to admit that I had it so wrong what I thought Dune was.
Well, wait. Actually, first, we're going to thank Sean Burley.
Yes, Sean.
He was on it. He was like, look, I love this movie. The new one's coming out. I need you guys to review it. I need you to review it.
And I don't even know another one was coming out. But again, you're going to find out because I thought it was something else. But Sean, thank you. We're going to do a double feature for you today. So that's a special we got. We're going to do the original Dune. And then we're going to go over the one 2021 and kind of do a comparison for them. All right? Yeah. Thank you, Sean. Okay. So Jules, go ahead and tell us, what's Dune?
So Dune is based off of a book, or maybe series of books. I'm not sure. Don't get mad at me. I've only seen the original movie and then this one, but I know
it is based off a book.
Yep. Right. And it's about, there's different planets.
And who started first?
Again,
let's talk about who stars in it. So it is PG-13.
Yes.
This was made in 1984.
Yes.
And let's go over our stars
you said,
first.
What's it about? So you threw me off.
Sorry, I sure did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay.
All right. So it stars, the first one from 1984 stars Kyle MacLachlan, Virginia Madsen. She was Princess.
She was a princess, and you know what? I didn't know her when she came up on the screen. I'm like, oh, what a pretty princess. And then I'm looking at the credits. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is Virginia Madsen. She still looks exactly the same. She ages very well, but okay.
Oh man.
Okay.
Francesca Annis and Patrick Stewart.
That's our Star Trek.
Yeah.
Who else? Yeah, he plays all kind of roles, but he looks exactly the same even since 1984. I'm telling you, some of them like him and Angela Bassett. I don't know what their skin regimen is or what potion they're drinking, but it would be nice if they shared that, because they don't age, or they just age very finely. Did you turn a year older or not? I don't get it. Okay.
Right. And this one had like tons of star power.
Oh, yes.
Tons. And I'm trying to see.
Oh, and this one too was Linda Hunt. Now, right now she's on, I think it's NCIS with LL Cool J.
Yeah.
She looks exactly the same in this movie as she does now. She's a very tiny little woman, and she always wears her hair the same, kind of in that bob, and her glasses. But this is 1984. She still looks the same, and she's still acting like nobody's business.
Yeah. Well, Francesca Annis, for those of you that enjoy Under the Cherry Moon, such as myself, she was Mrs. Wellington.
Wait, she was the gigolo that was hired?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I remember. I didn't remember her, but now I know next time I watch it that she's the madam.
I had totally forgot that. Totally forgot that. That's what I was looking up, because I didn't remember that was her name.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Okay, and then for the 2021 version, we have a lot of star power in that too, so we're not going to name everybody.
We didn't go over what the movie's about, though.
But can I finish saying?
Okay, I thought we were going to do the first one and then do
they're
the
both
second
about the
one.
same thing.
Okay. You see how she treats me? I can't work under these conditions.
I mean, it's like it's a remake.
Okay.
So
okay, all right, let's do it.
Okay, so the new adaptation stars Timothée Chalamet, Rebecca Ferguson, Zendaya, and Jason Momoa.
Say that last name again.
Jason Momoa.
That's the reason I'm not very fond of Lisa Bonet. But
wow.
you got her, girl. I can't even be mad at you.
I mean, he loved her. He chased after her.
When he was a kid, he said he used to look at TV and be like, "Mom, I want her." Yep. He literally said that, and he literally
manifested
her
destiny.
Yeah, because he was acting when he was a teenager. I seen something last week. I put up off Amazon. I'm like, oh my God, Jason Momoa, and he's still just as fine when he was like 20. Like, yeah, and Zendaya, I love seeing her and stuff. I think she's just so adorable.
Yeah.
She's so adorable.
She deserves all the kudos.
Yes, she does. She does pretty good.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so Dune.
Let
me see if I can get this for you. You know what? After watching the second one, I understood it more. And then I went back and I even kind of watched them simultaneously. At least I started to. Because it made more sense to me, even though they're set up kind of differently, but some parts are the same. Anyway, Dune. The year was it 1110 or something.
It was something like
Yeah, it's
it
way in
looked
the
like
future.
it was futuristic, and in some ways it looked like they were in an old period piece. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if it was something was throwing it off from me just looking at it as a futuristic piece.
Yeah, but it is in the future.
Yeah.
It's the year like
Very much so.
10,110. And of course, we have spread out to, well, there's other people
Different
on different planets. Or I don't even know.
Earth
what
is
to call
probably,
people.
we probably ruined it by the end. So that's
I'm kind of feeling like the main
Dang.
characters, even though they're calling the planet something else, I feel like that might be Earth. I don't know.
Yeah, you can see the symbolism in there.
But what are we always talking about? Earth is uninhabitable.
Or
We
it's
need to
gonna
find
be.
another planet. Anyways, so there's different planets. One planet, the main planet, Artemis.
They have all these
Artemis.
weird names.
Yeah,
Like
it's not Artemis. I'm sorry, I'm not more prepared. But if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that planet has like water and green grass, and it's beautiful. It's like Earth. Okay. Then you have Dune, and it's mostly a desert planet. And then you have these other planets that we haven't got to yet. We don't really talk about, but
it reminds me of Mad Max a little bit,
Yeah,
which
it's
I
kinda like that.
thought was Doom, but I'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But it reminds me a lot of Mad Max and Mad Max Fury.
So Dune has what they call spice, and spice is what helps them be able to travel, like through their minds or whatever,
enhance
quickly.
their life longer.
Yeah,
It
kinda
kind
helps
of
them
made me
to-
think about, though it wasn't that, it just made me think about the fountain of youth that people used to chase here, in this
It
world.
helps them to
assuming,
full time.
yeah, assuming that if you get to this fountain, you're going to save your youth and everybody's revived, but it doesn't quite work like that. So you always got the villain in here somewhere who's deciding, I'm going to take over the planets or whatever. The guy in here.
No, this is what happened. The Emperor, he's feeling like threatened. He's feeling threatened from the Duke, and so he sends him to take over Dune. And there's another family that's been there for 80 years, but he's like, get up out of there. And then he tells them, look, I know I'm kicking you out. I know you're pissed off and everything, but when I get the hoo-hoo, then you can kill this guy and his family because you want the planet back. And also, I don't want him taking over.
Villains always got an ulterior motive.
My thing. Yeah. So, but this is what a synopsis says. But I like mine better. It says the Duke's son leads desert warriors against the galactic emperor and his father's evil nemesis to free their desert world from the emperor's rule. And it is year 10191.
The guy in here, his name's Kenneth McMillan, who played Baron Vladimir. Okay. Now, if you've been watching us for a while, you know that I am an absolute lover of horror movies. I love slashers, vicious slashers. I love monsters, to like bite heads off or quarters and draw somebody. But this dude's face was so, I'm not kidding you, every time his face, I'd rather you watch it and see it, because even the visual of me talking about it, I'm starting to get sick. His face had all of these insane, I don't know what bubbles were, and he had his doctor trying to do some stuff with a needle. I almost hurled every time they showed his face. It was so disgusting.
He's the Baron Vladimir. He's the one that was on Dune and that got kicked off. And his nephew is played by Sting. So you
and
see
he's
a
mad.
young Sting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an evil little, ew. But I mean, this man's face, I'm sorry, I just had to mention that. Yeah, this is the very first one.
Yeah. The very first one had a lot of different stuff, and I was wondering if they were going to do that in the second one. Like, there's like this big worm-like looking creature that comes out.
Reminds you of Tremors.
Yeah, and he tells them, you have to go.
Like the worm is the spice.
And he's blowing the spice. And he's in like this big train-like thing. They come out with all this
It's
circumstance.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I'm waiting, like, are they going to bring out a worm thing? Like, what's going to happen? And also in the first one, when they fight, they can put up these shields. And back then, mind you, 1984.
It was a pretty good special effects, though, for that movie.
Then, yeah.
A lot of it in that first one was pretty good for the time.
It looked real boxy, but you could see that they had a shield.
Yeah.
This one, the new one, of course, is more stylized.
More techie. More 2021 techie.
In the first one, okay, so let me also say that this second one that just came out this month
on HBO Max.
It's part one of, I believe, 3. And so, yeah,
so
a lot of people didn't know that. Sean didn't know that. Sorry about that, Sean.
Oh, Sean, she called you
They
all
put
the
it
way
out, and they didn't even green light a second one yet. But
But they're putting the word out there
will.
that it's. I could see it towards the end. I could see where a second one obviously is gonna come.
So this new movie goes a little slower. You could tell, like the first one, they crammed a lot of stuff in, even though it was like almost 2 hours runtime. It was
it was actually
2 hours and 17 minutes.
Yeah, for the first one.
So they put a lot in. It was a quicker moving movie. The second one, like I said, I understood more because they stretched it out. It went a little longer because they have to save some stuff for the other parts. But the difference I really noticed is in the first one, the main character who's gonna save the warrior, the Duke's son, who's gonna save the Sand Warriors. He was more advanced in that one. He was really on his fighting techniques, and
he was really looking to make a name for himself, so he could get his props.
Right.
And the thing,
but he was more advanced. In this one, he's like a little slower, a little bit behind. Like he didn't have the voice down quite so much. His mom's like, you still.
But that was a good part. That was a good part of it.
But in the first movie in 1984, he had the pitch. He had everything like already.
I wonder if they kind of I wonder if they intentionally made that a little bit different.
I'm sure they did, because this one's going slower because there's going to be more parts.
This one, like after watching this first one, which actually I had never seen this first one, I was like, what am I don't even quite understand what it is that I'm freaking watching. There's so much weird stuff in here.
Yeah.
A lot of it I just didn't get, and Siskel and Ebert labeled it as one of the worst movies ever. I can understand why they said that in 1984.
Yeah.
And this may be my first time ever saying this remake was absolutely, positively needed.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
When I got to this, I watched them back to back because you can get it either on HBO Max or you can go to the theaters.
Yep.
So I watched them back to back. So I like the continuity and make the comparisons. And my gosh, this new one is, look, it's 100% better.
I know.
It's so much more clear, and it captivates you. Now, it is over 2.5 hours long. It's about 2 hours and 35 minutes. But you won't notice. I mean, the characters are doing their job.
Yeah.
So you're not going to notice. That's why I watched it at home. Because I said, I'm probably want to watch it a couple times again.
Yeah.
But this remake was absolutely, thankfully, made.
Right. Because I remember seeing the first one with my dad way back there. And I remember walking out, looking at my dad like,
huh? Did any of us get,
what the heck did we just watch, Dad? I even said that. I was like,
it was so convoluted with extra stuff. And you're like, what are y'all talking about? What?
Well, you know what I took away from that? The main thing I took away from that as a kid was how he could use his voice with the or whatever, use it as a weapon. In which, you notice in this new one, he hasn't used his voice as a weapon yet. Because he can't yet. He's not.
He's still kind of in, I don't want to say in training, but he's coming into himself.
Yeah.
But it's definitely set up at the end to be another one.
Yeah.
Right. So we're not going to rate the one from 1984 because we don't typically, give clappers or whatnot to older
classics.
Movies. Yeah. But for this one, for this Dune, and especially since I watched them back to back, I'm going to go with a 3.5 clapper for the new one. What about you?
I agree. I give it 3.5. I enjoyed it too. Because like I said, when I watched this one, I was like,
yeah, you're
oh, and then I went back and watched the first one again. Even though I had watched it like you did, I watched it first and then I watched the new one, and I went back and I started to kind of watch them a little bit simultaneously. But I had to stop because life. But
we're going to go ahead and give it a 3.5 clappers. And it's PG-13, so that means 13 and up. If you want to watch it at home together, it's fine. It's so cool to watch as a family film. It's action in there. There's fighting and action. So
here's one question I have. Maybe like Sean or somebody else could tell me. Okay, so we're in the future. Okay, we're year 10,000 plus. Okay, why are we still using balloons to lift heavy machinery?
Oh, like
why?
In the first one, they were lifting up the villain, and he was a little round penguin-shaped man, and they had him floating in the air.
Yeah, and they're flying around. He's flying around and stuff. Yeah. Even in the second one, he's flying around like
dude, what are you doing?
But he didn't look so gross in the second one.
He didn't.
But why were you still using balloons that had to be inflated and then pick up these heavy machinery? Like, I would think by then it should just be able to.
Maybe in part 2. Maybe the next one that comes out is going to get a little bit more 2021-ish.
I think it just is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's what they have.
Just want to stick with kind of the script in some kind of way.
Almost steampunk.
Yeah. But I got that feeling too as well from some of their costumes. But I did like this one, so I would say, yeah, go ahead and give it a watch. If you go to matinee, I would recommend matinee, especially if you're taking the kids. Otherwise, grab HBO Max for a month.
If you take the kids, they might not understand what the heck's going on.
The second one, they can at least follow along with it. I mean, but as an adult, I would say maybe if you're a film lover, maybe if you hadn't seen the first one, then watch the second one, just kind of see the difference in it and why the second one is so much better.
Yeah. We're kind of all over the place in this review, but
you'll get it once the first one was all over the place. The second one was not. But anyway,
that's why we want you to comment. I mean, that's why we keep it real. Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Tell us what you think of it, because we're curious. I don't know a lot of people that have seen it just yet because it just came out. But let us know what you think about Dune, especially the first one. I'm more curious about what you think about the first one, 1984, because that is some weird,
oh my gosh,
stuff.
Yeah. Like, I was wondering if they were going to do that, and they didn't. Like, I wonder why. Like, why didn't you keep him all nasty looking, talking about,
gross.
I'm so beautiful. Yes.
And he had the,
he's just all slimy,
don't make me think about, don't
boils.
Stop it. Look, there are certain vices that I have as a horror movie lover. There are certain things that gross me out.
I wanted to see the big worm thing come in on the train.
I like the worm. I did like the worm, but anyway.
So what can't you take with horror movies then? Like, I know my dad's thing is, look, I watch horror movies, but I don't want to see maggots. I
don't want to see maggots or bugs piled up in one. I cannot see any vomit or spit, and I cannot watch eyeball trauma. I can watch everything else. I mean, like I said, you can get quartered and drawn or beheaded or eviscerated. I can watch that. We have our vices, and those three, I can't do. I will have to close my eyes for a minute and then wait till it's over because I can't watch that stuff.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
I can take all of that pretty much, except for, the eye trauma is a little difficult, but I could take it, but I'm also a mom. I hope that never happens to my kid, but I'm just saying I've seen the worst stuff. But the thing that kind of gives me the willies where I kind of close my eyes, and I don't know why, and y'all will probably laugh at me, and I don't even know why I volunteered this because we were about to wrap it up, is like oversized toys and stuff that come to life. Like, that kind of gives me the willies. Now, I can watch it, but that's when I'm like, ooh.
Wait a minute. So Poltergeist, did you not like Poltergeist when the clowns?
Clowning? Yeah,
that was the scariest part of Poltergeist. Yeah.
And I watched the Squid Game and I was fine with that. But if I was in real life with that big ass doll, like turning her head, talking about red light, green light, I probably would have just been like, no.
See, we all got our vices somewhere, and they're usually different things and stuff. Like, how can you not watch spit or vomit, but you can watch somebody's head get ripped off by a monster, and then you'll see somebody fall and slip on the blood? None of that bothers me. It's the spit, vomit, eyeball trauma. I can't do those.
I can. It's fine.
Well, now you know what our vices are in case you want to, make jokes at us or whatever.
I know I'm going to get some jokes. Sorry.
But anyway,
creepy.
We both gave it 3.5 clappers. So we want to thank you very much for tuning in to our review of Dune, the first one in 1984, and then the new one here in 2021.
Yes.
Thank you very much for watching us. Don't forget, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. And also, do you want to contribute to some of our movie-making ventures? Jules, tell them what email address they can send us to on PayPal.
Is GottaBeReel Reviews on gmail.com.
And reel is REEL. Yep, we're going to have it right yonder. And that's our PayPal. All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you back soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.